for joining me today. We're going to be doing what I like to think of as secret core. So we'll be doing quite a lot of things that involve building core strength, but no crunches, no sit-ups, no actual abdominal exercises. We'll just be using our core for a little bit of balance and lots of side-to-side movements that help to dynamically strengthen all of the muscles at the center of your body. So hopefully you feel really strong and powerful after this class. We're going to start with a shoulder stretch, either in child's pose or lying flat on your belly. We're going to do a threaded needle. You could also do this in a table pose. So you'll clear down your mat. If you do want to do a child's pose, but you need to place a prop underneath your feet or between your hips and your heels, go ahead. If you're staying in child's pose, knees a little wider, fingertips crawl in front of you, right arm will thread underneath the left armpit. You could put your forehead or the side of your head on the floor or on a block. If you want to do the same thing in table, a little less pressure on your hips, you just place your hips above your heels and thread. If you want to do the flat version, you'll come all the way onto your belly and take your right arm underneath your left armpit. In the child's pose or the lying flat variation, you can also use your left arm as a cushion here. And you just find the version that feels good. I'm going to stay here in this variation just because I'm here. There is no preference to which one you do. You just want to start to feel a little opening at the back of your right shoulder. And just start to breathe into any sensation that you feel there. If you'd like, you can always take your left arm behind your back. I think that works better in either the first two variations. I find lying on the floor, this behind the back is just kind of weird, but you can try it if you want. In any of these positions, you can wrap your right arm in and give yourself a little hug. Take a deep breath in here. And press down as you exhale. Start to lift yourself up. Unwind the right arm. And you could reach your arms out in front of you if you're in child's pose or in table pose. If you'd like, you can do the same on the floor, or you can reach your arms back and just feel the difference between right and left. Head could be straight down or to one side. And then we're going to go the other way. So you can do exactly the same variation on the second side, threading the left arm underneath the right armpit, or you could do a different one if that feels better. Again, we're just working into the shoulder a little bit. Just loosening things up before we start to move. Just breathe into the sensation. Maybe you like to wrap your right arm around behind your back. Wrap your left arm in, give yourself a little hug. Totally optional. Breathe in deeply here. As you breathe out, push everything down to help you lift up. Unwind, and again, you can reach your arms forward or back. You can change positions. So if you're lying flat, you can go to child or table or any other place that feels good. And take a few breaths there and then just enjoy that kind of spacious feeling as you release the pressure on the shoulders. With your next breath in, you're going to come to your tabletop pose. Hands under your shoulders and knees underneath your hips. And I'm just going to turn around. I don't know why I'm facing backwards of my usual direction, but I feel like it's confusing me, so I'm going to turn around. If you need to turn and face a different direction, go for it. But you'll be in your table pose. Feel free to place a blanket, of course, underneath your knees. Shrug your shoulders back, reach the crown of your head forward, and look straight down towards your fingertips. Imagine that the back of your neck is also nice and long and spacious here. This is your inhale. As you exhale, bring your hips towards your heels, bring your forearms to the floor. Bring your forehead as close to the floor as feels possible. Inhale, come back to table pose. Exhale, elbows down. A little modified child's pose, hips towards the heels. Inhale, forward tabletop. Exhale, little child. Inhale, forward tabletop. This time as you exhale, tuck your tailbone down, tuck your gaze down, lift your belly button up, find a cat pose. Inhale, go down all the way through cow pose, dropping your belly, lifting your gaze and your tail. Exhale, tuck your tail and your gaze, lift your belly, cat. Just move there for a few more breaths. As you exhale next, you're going to stay up in this cat pose, and then as you inhale, take your spine over to the right, and then down through a cow and over to the left. Exhale, up and over, cat, and then inhale, down and over, cow. So you're rolling through this big barrel one more time, all the way around from right to left. You'll come back up as you exhale into that cat shape, and you'll go the other way. So take the ribs to the left, and then down through cow. Exhaling up to the right and through cat. And my hips are kind of moving side to side. That's not necessary. In fact, you could try to stabilize them, but I'm just kind of going with the movement today. Just feeling stretchy. Come all the way back up to your cat pose. And then inhale to your neutral pose. Press down into all 10 of your fingertips, tuck your toes under. Inhale, lift your knees to downward facing dog. Exhale, soften your heels back towards the floor. Maybe bend your knees a little bit. As you inhale, come forward to a plank position. Shoulders come over the wrists. As you exhale, drop your knees down. Untuck your toes. Lower your elbows to the ground, but now kind of arch up through your cow position so you're looking forward. You might even stick your tongue out. As you inhale, come back to your tabletop pose. Adjust as needed. As you exhale, tuck your toes, come to your downward facing dog pose. Stretching everything out. Inhale, come forward to plank. If you already need to drop your knees down, that's totally fine. On the exhale, the knees come all the way to the mat. The elbows drop down. You're coming back kind of through this strange hybrid cow child's pose where you lift your chin a little bit. Inhale to tabletop. We're just doing that one more time. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, knees down, elbows down, maybe stick the tongue out. And then inhale back, tabletop pose. Walk your hands a little bit forward of your shoulders, slide your shoulders over the wrists, tuck your elbows in. Exhale, slowly down to the mat, untuck your toes. Inhale, press the feet down, lift the center of the chest, Cobra. Coming to any height that feels good. We're going to do 3 cobras, so as you exhale, you just gently float back down. And as you inhale, you lift up. Feel free to be taking Sphinx here if you prefer, elbows on the floor, or to take your hands a little bit wider if that feels more comfortable and less sticky in your shoulders and your back. Now for that 3rd cobra, you're going to tuck your toes under, push back through table pose, and then lift the knees, downward facing dog. On an inhale, lift up onto your tippy toes. Your knees can be quite bent here. Turn your toes a little bit to the left, the heels to the right. Bend the knees more deeply, but keep lifting the hips up and back, stretching the left side of the body. Inhale, rotate the toes back to face the center line. You can straighten the legs for a moment if you like. And then exhale, you turn the toes to the right, heels to the left, bend the knees. Keep taking the hips kind of up and diagonally back to the left behind you. Inhale, back to the center. Exhale, walk the feet forward towards the hands. This might be a great time to wiggle out your wrists, or if you have the space to press the backs of your hands into the floor, or you can use blocks here. And just release the hands and the wrists. As you inhale, you're going to find a halfway lift. And as you exhale, you're going to fold back forward, ground firmly into the outer edges and the heels of your feet, and roll one smooth breath up to the sky. Arms can be heavy or arms can come out and up, whatever you feel ready for. Exhale, find your hands at your heart. Inhale, reach your arms up over your head. Exhale, hands come to the heart. One more like that. Arms move up with the breath in. And hands pull down with the breath out. Inhale the arms up. You're going to leave the hands about shoulder distance apart. Ground down firmly into your left foot as you lean over to the right. Inhale, come to the center. And then exhale, ground down firmly into the right foot as you lean to the left. Inhale to the center. And you're going to go twice more to each side. Just leaning. And then see if you can feel those core muscles along the sides of your body pulling you back up, your oblique muscles, your rectus abdominis muscles, all of these muscles here, the infraspinatus, have to pull you back to the center line as you lean to the side. So you're already getting into that core work. Inhale back to the center. As you exhale, press the hands together, fold all the way forward. Inhale, find halfway lift, fingertips to the floor. You're welcome to use hands on blocks. As you exhale, plant your hands down, step your right foot back, and then your left foot back, downward facing dog. Or if you prefer, taking a table today. As you inhale, rock yourself forward to plank. Use your toes to kind of propel yourself, push yourself forward. Exhale, knees come to the floor, untuck the toes. Let's do 3 push-ups, taking the elbows back behind you if you can, exhaling down and inhaling up. You don't have to go very far. You can go just a few inches. What I want you to feel is that as you come up, it's kind of more of a smooth movement. So if you go all the way down and get stuck, it's counterintuitive. On the 4th one, you're going to lower all the way down, and then you can totally get stuck and just stay here. Inhale. When you're ready, find a Cobra or maybe a Sphinx. Exhale to release, tuck your toes under, push back through your table pose, and then lift your knees to your downward facing dog pose. We'll spend 3 deep breaths here. Feel free to move around in any way that feels good. At the end of that 3rd breath, walk or step or hop your feet up to the front of the mat. Find an inhale and a halfway lift there. As you exhale, fold forward. On your inhale, one smooth breath rolls you to the sky. Arms can come out and up, or again, arms can stay heavy. The exhale finds the hands in front of the heart. Inhale, arms come overhead. Exhale, the palms draw down in front of the heart. Inhale, the arms up. Exhale, hands to the heart. We're going to go back into that little side bend. I'm going to turn to face you so that you can see a little better. Inhale, arms come up. As you exhale, let's lean first this time to the left, grounding down into the right foot. No, into the left foot now, excuse me. Maybe you lift the right foot. So you're lifting the foot in the opposite direction that you're leaning. You'll feel a lot of work. Inhale, back to the center. And then exhale to go the other way. Lean to the right, bring the weight to the right foot. And then maybe you can float the left foot for just a second. Maybe it just steps out to the side and the toe touches down. Try 2 more to each side. And you want to kind of imagine lifting up and then leaning over. So everything is kind of held and strong as you go to the side. All right. Go last time over to the right. Come back to the center line. If you're left to the top of your mat, come back. Press the palms of your hands together and fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. As you exhale, plant your hands down, step your left foot back, and then your right foot back, downward dog or table pose. Inhale, propel yourself forward to plank. Exhale, knees down, 3 push-ups. Totally smooth, or as smooth as you can. So if you only go like an inch and come back up, if it's smooth and fluid and you feel that you are building strength, that's what's important. On the 4th one, you get to go all the way down, relax, untuck the toes, lift to a Cobra or a Sphinx. Exhale to release. You're going to tuck your toes under, push back, table, and then potentially lift the knees, downward facing dog. You can also stay in table here. From your table or your dog, you're going to take your right foot up to the sky as you inhale. Bend your right knee, stack your right hip on top of your left. You look underneath your right armpit. If you are in dog, if you're in table, you can turn to look to the right, but it's not as important. Inhale, square your hips. Exhale, float your right foot down to the mat. You're just doing the same thing on the left. So when you're ready, left leg lifts, left knee bends, left hip stacks on top of the right. Open up the front of the body. Inhale, square the hips. And then exhale, you can start to walk the feet forward, coming to the front of the mat. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale to fold. Inhale, one smooth breath rolls you up. Exhale the hands to the heart. 2 more little half sun breaths. Inhale the arms up. You can look up if you want. Exhale, hands to the heart. 1 more like that. Inhale the arms up. We're going to go to the same side bend. Keep your hands maybe a little wider this time, like you're holding a big beach ball, or I like to imagine that I'm holding the sun. And lean to the right, weight to the right. Lift potentially the left foot. And then come back to the center line. Lean to the other side. Whee! And come back. And sometimes it goes really smoothly. It feels really graceful. Sometimes you feel very wobbly. Remember that both are of benefit. Last time, over to the right, and over to the left. And then come back to the front of your mat, press your hands together, folding all the way forward as you exhale. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, plant the hands down, right foot steps back, left foot steps back, table, or downward facing dog. Inhale forward to plank, knees up or down this time, your choice. And then just lower one smooth push up, high or low, all the way to the floor. Now, reach your arms back behind you. Just float your nose right off the mat. Your palms face inwards. Lift the center of your chest. Press the tops of your feet down. And then reach on your inhale. Your right hand is far towards your right heel. So you're leaning over to the right. You can even kind of come over to the right side as you lift the left shoulder a little higher. Come back to the center. And do the same thing, inhaling to the other side. Exhale to the center. And I kind of like to move my arms, so I'll move my left arm towards my left armpit as if I was an ape trying to tickle myself, and then reach the right hand down. And then same thing on the other side. Working those back core muscles. 1 more time to each side. Scratch your armpit. And come back down. Press the hands under the shoulders, lift, Cobra, Sphinx. You could go for an up dog if you'd like. Exhale to release, tuck the toes, press back, table pose. And then maybe lift the knees downward, facing dog. I'm going to add on from here. Again, on an inhale, lift your right leg to the sky. We'll bend the right hip and, bend the right knee and stack the right hip on top of the left here for an inhale. And then for the exhale, square your hips, 3-legged table or 3-legged dog. Take the right knee in towards the nose and gently step the right foot to the inside of the right hand, planting it down. We're going to work to come up into Crescent Lunge here, both feet facing straight forward and back. Highly recommended if you feel wobbly to place blocks on either side of your front foot. Press down into your right heel. See if you can lift yourself up. You could bring your hands to your hips or your arms if you are ready all the way up to the sky. Shrug your shoulders back. Lift the center of your chest here as you inhale. Maybe the arms are in the sky. Press the left heel firmly towards the floor. Inhale here. And then as you exhale, you're going to fold forward, left hand to the mat or to a block, right hand rotates to reach towards the ceiling, so you're into a twist. As you exhale, reach down, kiss the outside of your right ankle with your right hand. Inhale, lift up, find the twist. Exhale, fold. Do 1 more like that. This time you're going to plant your right hand on the outside of your right foot. Turn your left foot to face the long edge of your mat. We're going to come up into a warrior 2. Reach your left arm up like a big rainbow and lift to warrior 2. Arms parallel to the long edges of your mat. Right foot faces the short edge of the mat. Left foot faces the long edge of the mat. Palms face down. Take a nice deep breath here. Maybe sink a little bit more into those legs. I'm going to turn around just so you can see me. You do not need to turn around, but this one has a little bit of a forward-facing component, and I didn't plan especially well for showing that to you. So I'm no longer your mirror. Don't worry about it. Your right foot is forward and facing the short edge of your mat. Inhale here. As you exhale, you're going to take your right arm forward. Flip your right palm up. Lean into an extended side angle without releasing your right arm to your right leg. You can release your left hand to your left hip. You're already going to feel this. If you want to feel more, you can reach your left arm over your head. Hold for a beat. And then inhale, come back to warrior two. Drop your left hand to your left thigh. Reach your right arm up over your head. Reverse your warrior. Inhale back to the center line. Same thing again. Right arm reaches in front, right palm turns up, and you lean forward. So you really have to use your abdominal muscles here to hold yourself up. Maybe the left hand is on the hip, maybe the left arm reaches over your head. Hold for a beat, and then inhale up. This time, maybe you can float your left hand, just sweeping it in front of you as you bring your right arm overhead, holding yourself up in this reverse warrior. We're going to do this whole thing one more time. Inhale back to the center line. Exhale. Right arm forward, right palm up. Lean, potentially extend the left arm overhead if you feel quite frisky today. You'll also feel a lot of work in your thighs. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, reverse your warrior. You can place your left hand on your leg or you can try to float it. Inhale, come to the center line. I'm going to flip back around so we're facing the right direction. Windmill your left hand down. Plant your hands on either side of your right foot. Turn your left foot to face straight forward and back. And step your right foot back to downward facing dog. Inhale forward to plank. Exhale, simply lower yourself in whatever way feels good all the way to the floor. From here, draw your right knee up and out to the side. And kind of prop your torso up. And you can practice like a little frog with your right foot kind of flexed, or you can bring your sole of your right foot to your right thigh if that feels more comfortable. And then just allow yourself to lie down here. Forehead resting on your hands or on the floor. Take a few deep breaths. Just relaxing that side of the back. Okay, you're going to extend that right leg back behind you. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders, press yourself back through table, and then potentially tuck the toes and come to downward facing dog. You're going to lift the right foot up again. Bend the right knee, stack the right hip on top of the left. Back to your scorpion, still on the right side. Inhale, square your hips, and then exhale, you're going to step your right foot forward to the front of the mat. Look forward, soften your back knee, walk your fingertips or your hands on blocks in front of your front foot, and then see if you can lean forward into that right foot and maybe extend the left leg a little behind you, a little supported warrior three. Now, for the fun part. This is your inhale, just extending this left leg behind. You kind of reach back through the toes, or you can reach back through the heel if that's more comfortable. And then now as you exhale, draw your left knee in towards your chest, bend both of your knees. Come into a little bit of the clam. And then reach behind you as you inhale. As you exhale, you're going to take your left knee towards your left elbow, so you go out to the side. Inhale, reach behind you. Exhale, take your left knee kind of towards the back or the outside of your right calf. And then reach behind you as you breathe in. As you breathe out, set your left foot a comfortable distance from your right foot. Find your forward fold. Inhale, lift up. Exhale to fold. Inhale, roll yourself all the way up to the sky. Exhale, bring your hands in front of your heart. Inhale, arms come overhead. Exhale, hands to the heart. One more breath. Hands to the heart. We're going straight to the other side. We're skipping that side balance. We'll come back to it later. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. As you exhale, plant the hand, step the left foot back, and then the right foot back, downward facing dog or table. Feel free to skip the vinyasa if you are done with them, or you can join me inhaling forward to plank, exhaling to the floor. You could take up dog if you're ready, cobra or sphinx, or even locust if you like. Exhale back to your base, your table, or your dog. And we'll take that same sequence over to the left. This time I should end up facing you so I won't have to keep turning around. Left foot lifts. Left foot steps up to the front of the mat. We start with a crescent lunge, which just coming up into crescent lunge is a nice core challenge in itself because you have these train track feet and they can get kind of wobbly. So press into your left heel and see if you can lift yourself all the way up, hands to the hips or arms to the sky. Don't worry if it takes a lot of side to side and rebalancing to get there. Push your back heel towards the earth, lift the center of your chest. Maybe lift your arms to the sky. You can think about kind of drawing your shoulder blades a little bit back and together and drawing your belly button back and lightly upwards so that the whole front of your body here is kind of activated. Inhale here. As you exhale, fold forward. Your right hand comes to the floor or to a block on the inside of your foot. Your left arm reaches up towards the sky, twisting. And then fold down as you exhale. Kiss the left hand to the left ankle. Inhale to twist. Exhale to fold back. One more like that. And you plant now as you exhale the left hand on the outside of the left foot. You can go for a block or for the floor. Right foot turns to face the long edge of the mat. Right arm draws a big rainbow that lifts you up to the sky. Arms parallel to the earth. Left foot faces the short edge of the mat. Right foot faces the long edge of the mat. Sinking into your legs. Coming to your warrior two. You know what's coming now. We're going to do some side core activation work. So when you're ready, you're going to extend your left arm directly in front of you so it's perpendicular to your mat. Turn your left palm up. Lean forward as if you're coming to extended side angle. You could bring your right hand to your hip. You could bring your right arm up over your head and you'll really feel the work. It's not just in your kind of abdominal area, it's in your thighs and your hips as well here. Hold for a beat and then inhale to come back up. Extend your arms parallel to the earth. Right hand comes to the right thigh, left arm reaches up over your head. Reverse, stretch the body. Inhale to the center. We'll do that again. The left hand comes in front. The left palm flips up. You lean forward. As you lean forward, push back through the crease of your right hip. So you're elongating this base side of your body. Maybe reach your right arm up over your head if you feel really quite frisky. You'll feel it on both sides of your core. Inhale to come back up. Maybe you want to try the supportless reverse warrior. Sweeping your right hand in front of you, lifting your left arm overhead. You'll really have to kind of lift up and then lean over like we were doing in the side bend. One more. Inhale to center. Exhale, hand comes in front, palm flips up, and you lean over. And as you're leaning, it's not so much the side bend. There's a little bit of elongation here that will help keep you strong. Think about your spine being straight. Inhale to the center. This time there can be kind of a gentle curve to the spine as you roll back to that reverse warrior. Inhale to the center. And then windmill all the way down. Plant the hands to frame the left foot, turn the right foot straight forward and back. Step back to your downward facing dog. That's nice. Come forward and lower yourself in any manner all the way to the floor. We're just going to release the back with that little half frog. Now extending the left leg up and out to the side. Frog pose, flexing the foot, or a little bit more of a tree, bringing the foot to the inside of the thigh. And then just let yourself down. Totally let go. You're not holding on to anything at this point. You're just flopping to the floor and relaxing as much as possible. All right, wiggle that left leg back behind you. You give your hips a little wiggle from side to side. And then press your hands underneath your shoulders and push back, table or downward facing dog. Let's take a nice deep breath here, really enjoy, stretch the hips up and back. And then lift that left leg and the left knee, stack it on top of the right, find your scorpion. Square the hips, Step the left foot forward. Walk the fingertips forward. We're coming into that little Warrior 3 variation. So you're going to rock your weight forward to your left foot. Lift your left leg behind you. Feel free to use any height of blocks or even a chair seat here in front of you if you don't like being so close to the floor with your hands. That doesn't feel comfortable. Inhale here. Reach that right leg behind you. Exhale, just curl the right knee in. Inhale, reach behind. Exhale, take the right knee to the right elbow. This is the same thing that we often do in dog or table. A little bit more challenging for the legs because we're standing up on one leg. And on the last one, you're going to exhale the knee either to the back or the outside of the right calf. And then lift up, and you can go for almost like little half splits. And then step the right foot a comfortable distance from the left. Lift up halfway, inhale. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, roll yourself all the way to the sky. Exhale, press your hands in front of your heart. Inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, draw the hands to the heart. One more like that, your own pace. And then we're going to go back to our little bit of a side bend. I'm going to again turn to face you. If you don't have a lot of space on either long side of your mat, you can switch so that you have some room because we're going to lean side to side and get a little frisky. So lift up from the center of your body, push down through the soles of your feet. We're going to go first, let's go first to the right. So bring your weight to your right foot. You're going to lift your right arm up to the sky as you lean the weight to the right foot. Lift your left heel. You can kind of slide your left foot out to the side so your toes are just balanced. Now lift your left arm. So you have both arms up like we did earlier and you're leaning over. You're not quite balanced on one side yet. And then on your exhale, what you're going to try and do is lift your left knee and drop your left elbow towards one another like a little Tai Bo move. So you're going to go crunch to the center and reach back out to the side. Maybe you touch the toes down, maybe you float. And then you whoosh, draw to the center on the exhale and reach out to the side on the inhale. Try one more. And reach. And then here as you reach, you're going to set your right foot down. You're going to reach both of your arms up. Your feet can be a little wider. That's fine. Reach a little bit back. Press the palms of your hands together. Fold forward. Exhale. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale to fold. Inhale to roll to the sky. Exhale your hands to the heart, and we'll go over to the other side. So you're going to reach your left arm up diagonally. You're going to lean to the left and maybe lift your right heel. And then maybe as you find that balance, you can lift the right arm up. So you're here. You don't have to float this foot yet, but if you want a challenge, you can. I find for the first one, I like to be grounded down through my extended right toes on this side. So lift everything up as you breathe in. And then as you breathe out, you're dropping the right elbow and lifting the right knee. Maybe you touch them. Probably you don't. Reach out to the side, either grounding those toes down or working to reach to the side. One more. And over. No, sorry, two more. I lied to you. Do another one. And then come out to the side. Press the foot down. Reach everything up. We're going directly back to the first side. So lean over to the left. Keep your hands wide. Excuse me, lean over to the right. Lift your left foot as you keep your hands wide. And then knee to elbow. And reach. Maybe balancing on one foot. Perhaps not. Two more. So you're doing 3 on each side. And this is the last set. And then come back to the center line. Weight to the left, lift the right foot, drop the knee and the elbow, and extend. Drop the knee and the elbow, and extend. The last one. And extend. Plant the right foot down. Now reach everything up, maybe look up, press the hands together, stick your butt out behind you as you fold. Oh, let it all go. Shake things out. Inhale, find half lift. If, like me, you moved around, you can use this opportunity to walk back up to the front of your mat. Exhale to fold, plant your hands, and step or walk back to the back of your mat. Find your downward dog or your table pose. Inhale, forward to plank. Exhale all the way to the floor. Untuck your toes. We're going back into our half frog or tree frog pose. The right knee will come up and out to the side again. And again, you can do the flexed foot or the foot against the, what is that thing back there? My thigh. The foot against the thigh. This time we're going to add a twist. So you're going to lift your torso up, and we're going to do kind of what we were doing earlier, threading the needle. You're going to thread your right arm underneath your left armpit. So you're threading away from the knee. And then lie yourself down. You may like a block here. Underneath your head, you can use your arm as a cushion. Let go. If winding up with both things happening at the same time, so with the leg out and the arm underneath is too much for your body, feel free to do one or the other, or do a little bit of each. That's totally fine too. And this is all just about releasing. Want to go a little further, you are welcome to either take your left hand and wind it around behind your back, or to fold your left foot in and to hold on with your left hand, pulling your left foot towards your left buttock. You can press the top of your left hip or the front of your left hip towards the mat to gain a little bit of a quadricep stretch. You're going to release, unwind everything, and just like we did at the beginning, just kind of lie down. Feel the difference between right and left. And we'll go to the other side. The left knee will come up and out like a little tree or like a frog, totally your preference, whatever feels good to your body. Your left arm is going to thread now towards the right. So again, you're threading away from your knee. It's very pretzel-y. And then you lie yourself down and you think, okay, this is intense. At least I think that. You can really feel my shoulder here. Hopefully you can melt a little bit into it and enjoy it. Again, if you need to do just one or the other, the top or the bottom of the body portion, that's completely fine. And again, you can take this a step further. You can be resting your head on a block here if you want. Reaching the right arm behind the back, or reaching for the right foot, pressing the right foot towards the buttocks. If you can't catch your right foot, but you want the quad stretch, you're more than welcome to use a strap. And again, you could always unwind your top arm if that's too much, or straighten your left leg. I think I said right arm, but it's the bottom arm. The left arm would unwind if you need to. You can kind of pick and choose what out of this you would like to add to your practice. Unwind yourself. And here, I like to go back to child's pose, but you're welcome to stay and just lie on your belly. Whatever feels comfortable to you. We'll take a few deep breaths. As you're ready, you are going to lift yourself to a table pose, and from there you'll come to stand on your knees, and feel more than free to roll your mat underneath your knees or put your blanket underneath your knees if you want a little bit of extra support. We're going to do a little leaning back and forward, just again to strengthen our core. This can be a little scary as you lean backwards, so just go as far back as you feel comfortable with. Know that you can always bend your knees. All right, so toes could be tucked or untucked. I like to start with tucked toes because it feels a little more stable. Bring your hands onto your hips. Lift up through the center of your chest. Is that, again, drawing your belly button back and lightly up. Lift up again. Roll your your shoulders back. You're kind of like Superman here as you inhale. And then as you exhale, just lean back. Just a few inches is fine. And then inhale, come back up. Lean back. If you need to cushion your knees, don't hesitate. And come back up. Now you can try going a little further if that feels really quite comfortable. You can arch a little back and then come forward. Just be really careful and be very mindful that this is comfortable enough for your body that you don't get back there and kind of have a little bit of anxiety, because leaning back like this is scary. Let's maybe try 2 more. You can go as far back as feels comfortable before you come up. And your head can drop back. Just be really mindful as you come up that you're going slowly from the base of the spine up. Last one. Maybe it's a few inches, maybe it's a little further. You look at the wall behind you and then come up. And then go ahead and sit back onto your heels or any way that feels good. Relax for a moment. It's hard work. You can really feel the whole front of your body working there. From here, you're going to bring your hands forward, come back to your table pose. We're going for one last downward facing dog. Tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back. And now lower your left heel as you bend your right knee. And then lower your right heel as you bend your left knee. Nice, really big pedals here in your downward facing dog. 3 on each side. Kind of like you're riding the world's slowest bicycle. And then lift up both heels again. Bend your knees a little bit. Turn your toes to the left. Bring your hips to the right. And you kind of like lift and scooch your hips to the right. Press down through your left hand so you feel a really nice side stretch. And then come back to the center. Same thing to the other side. Toes to the right, heels to the left. Bend the knees, the hips go up and back to the left. The right hand presses down so the whole right side gets a really good stretch. And then back to the center line as you inhale. Spend a few more breaths if you like in downward facing dog. You're welcome to drop to table or child's pose if you're ready. And you can just walk or step or wake your way in any way that feels good to a seated position. Stretch your legs in front of you. Give them a little wiggle. Give them a little shake. Draw the right knee in. You can practice your twist with the right foot on the inside or on the outside of the left leg. You're welcome to draw your left foot close to your right buttock as well. Totally your choice. Lift both of your arms up as you find your perfect seated position, and then twist to your right. Relax your shoulders. And play with the positioning of your neck. You might prefer to look forward. I have lately been liking to really look down kind of towards my right armpit, so it's like back and down. That feels, for whatever reason, like just right. So you might find that there's something that feels really good to you. When you're ready, you can unwind and you're going to place your hands on the floor over towards your left and just kind of lean down towards the left. So you can walk your hands even a little back towards your left hip. So you just feel, again, a nice stretch along the right side of the body. And then you come back up. You unwind, you shake things out, and go the other way. Again, the left foot could be inside or outside of the right leg, and the right leg can fold in on the bottom if you like. Both arms come up as you breathe in. As you breathe out, you twist to your left. And you just find, again, that comfortable positioning. This is an unwinding for your spine and for your neck. It should feel really nice. Should be like a little gift that you're giving to yourself, and it's exactly what you wanted. It's just right. Inhale back to center. As you exhale, you're going to twist a little bit over to your right. You just put your hands down on the floor. Some people like to use blocks here. You can walk a little bit towards that right hip as you lean down and over, stretching the left side. And then come back to the center. Unwind the legs, maybe give them a little shake, a little wiggle. You'll be happy to know there's no boat pose today. We've done lots of core work. I hope you can feel it. I can feel that this whole kind of center part of my body just feels alive and awake. We're going to go for a forward fold. So you could do soles of the feet together if you'd like. You're also welcome to do legs extended forward folds, whichever one feels more comfortable to you today. Either way, feel free to sit up onto a prop if that's nice, or to prop underneath your knees here, blocks, or here with knees bent. What I want for you to feel is that as you fold forward, it's a really nice, relaxing sensation of stretch for your hips and potentially your lower back. If it's like creaky and achy, try adding some support or bending your knees or taking your feet further or closer to you so that you can get into a bit of relaxation in this one. Fold as far forward as you need to feel a bit stretchy. Maybe move a bit side to side as you find your perfect place. And just breathe into it. Next inhale, you'll really gently roll yourself back to seated. Roll your shoulders back, gather your knees in. Take your feet a little wider than your hips, bring your hands back behind you. I like to go wider than my shoulders, but anywhere shoulders are wider is fine. And then just take your knees a few times like windshield wiper, side to side. Go for an upward facing table. So as you come back to center, you'll bring your feet a little bit in and you'll bring your hands a little bit in. Angle your hands in the way that feels comfortable to you. Feel free to change it at any point. And then press down into all 10 of your fingertips, all 10 of your toes. Firm up your belly button, lift your hips, and go up. If you'd like, you can let your head drop back. This one can be quite an intense stretch for the front of the body, so stay just as long as you can. Try for 4 or 5 breaths. And then as you're ready, you can gently lower back down. Remember, the head will come up last. You can walk on the backs of your hands to release them. And scooch yourself to the center of your mat. And lie yourself all the way down. From here, draw your right knee into your chest. Your left leg can be extended, or the sole of your left foot can be on the floor if you need. You're going to extend your right leg up, catch behind your right leg wherever it feels good, thigh or calf or ankle, and gently draw the right leg towards you to find a gentle stretch. Ground your right hip towards the floor. Bend your right knee and take your right knee over to the left for a twist. Maybe extending your right arm out to the side. Inhale, come back to the center. Put the right foot down and draw the left knee in. Again, the right foot could be grounded or the right leg can be long. That's totally up to you. Extend the left leg up, catch behind the leg, and draw it towards you. As you do that, think about that left hip also being connected to the floor. So you're pushing your left hip a little bit down. Pushing might even be too strong of a word. You're kind of nudging it just ever so gently. And you're going to bend your left knee. Take your left knee over to the right, maybe extending your left arm out, finding your twist. This should just be, again, really delightful for your body. center line. Hug the left knee to the chest. Hug the right knee to the chest. Gently move from side to side. You're welcome to also take a happy baby here. Soles of the feet up to the sky. Armpits towards the knees. Knees towards the armpits. As you're ready, you can make your way to Shavasana. And of course, you are welcome to take any position for your Shavasana that allows your body to feel comfortable and at ease. If you like to have a blanket, props, heck, if you want to go lie on your couch or on the bed so you can get really cozy and comfortable, please don't hesitate to do so. What's important here is that you are very comfortable. I'm giving myself a blanket today. As you come to a comfortable resting space, again, breathe into it. You can imagine that your body is like an inflated balloon, and you need to breathe that life back into it. So you want to breathe in deeply so you can fill all the way up to your fingers and your toes and your eyeballs. But you don't want to fill up too full. It's kind of like, when you blow up a bicycle tire and you pull the little doohickey, for lack of a better word, off. A little bit of air releases, so then you let that air release. And you're constantly working between filling up with air and letting it release. Breathing in, filling up the fingers and the toes. Breathing out, letting everything relax and soften a little bit. you like. When it is time to return to your day, breathe deeply in, fill up fingers, toes. And breathe out. Start to wiggle, roll the head from side to side. Making your way all the way over to one side. And gently to seated. Finish with our hands in front of the heart. And a deep, full breath together. In through the nose if possible today. Out through the mouth. On 3. 1, 2, 3.